This is Thomas Carter from thomascarter.tk bringing you a screencast of the Windows 8 developer preview. Now this was recently released a couple of days ago. Link is in the description to where you can download it. This is the 64-bit version I have running without the developer tools because a dual layer high capacity disk is required in order to burn the ISO image because it's bigger than a normal DVD. It's kind of stupid, but at the same time good. So, you can see this is the Windows 8 here, so build 8102 Windows Developer Preview Evaluation copy. At the moment, there is currently no limit on how long you can use this for. So I'm just going to bring you some of the new features. You now notice that the taskbar looks slightly different. Some of the icons, are a little bit sharper and clearer. You've still got the desktop gadgets, you've still got, the Windows 7 style things. But now, if you click on this button here, you notice you no longer have a start menu, but you have a start screen, and you can use your mouse scroll wheel, or you can use the scroll bars at the bottom to scroll through here, or if you're running on a touch screen or any touch device, because Windows 8 has been developed not only for the PC, but for the tablet, and any sort of mobile computer device. So touchscreen again works with this. Over here it's just all the programs are installed on the system, so there's not many at the moment. It does come with all the these apps here are all sample apps that comes with a developer preview. This not come with actual Windows 8 when it's shipped out. Remote Desktop will, but stuff like Tile Puzzle, Near Me, things like that, they're just created for the Windows 7. It's not Windows 7, Windows 8, sorry, developer preview. So one of the first things I'm going to show you is the new Internet Explorer, Internet Explorer 10. Go ahead and click that. I don't know why it's not letting me click it for some reason. Maybe the store, Windows Explorer. Okay, I'll show you the Windows Explorer then. So you can see now at the top we now have this ribbon style here, which is from the Microsoft Office 2010 kind of feel to it now. So again, you click on things and it gives you a lot more options here, drop down menus from here, saves you right clicking and then giving you a few options. Again, you can don't show navigation pane, which is this little thing over here. Yeah, these are all my hard drives I have on the computer. You can go to the history, and so you can see all the history of the different. I'll turn on file history actually. So you can turn on what files were copied when, or you can find out who copied the files, etc. You can choose to select all. You can invert selection, which is kind of nice. You can select none if you actually didn't select it. You can go to file. You can open it in a new process or just open it. You can open command prompt if you've got a BAT file or a CMD file. You can clear the history. You can change the folder and search options from this drop down menu. Get help and support and the close button. I'm going to go ahead now, and to get to my computer you have to click on this icon at the bottom and then go to computer. All I've done is I've dragged it onto the desktop to create a shortcut to save time. You can still go into that, and on my computer we can got map network drive, add network location, control panel, uninstall and system properties right from the top, which is pretty nice. Go ahead, go to system properties. You can see I'm using 8 gigs of RAM on this with a 64-bit operating system. Windows activation. So now, Windows activation, it no longer requires you to enter in product keys or anything. You just simply install it and it automatically does it all for you. Hopefully that should become a standard feature in actual Windows 8. Hopefully you shouldn't need to activate any product keys. It should just do it by itself. It's one of the things, device manager, system protection, all of those are still in there. I'm not going to go through that. The new control panel I'm going to go through. I can get back to this start screen simply by hitting the Windows key. Or I can get back to the desktop simply by clicking here. Or if I push the Windows key again, it will go to my most recently used application, which is the Windows desktop. Because this is now a program inside of Windows. If that makes sense. So as you can see here, it's detected as an actual program. So we now go into the new control panel, and we've got a kind of what Microsoft are calling the Metro style kind of UI. Again, we've now got the lock screen, so you can change the pictures of the lock screen and the notifications that come up. I'll get to that in a minute. And your user tile, which is basically your photo of your user account. So you can browse or go to a webcam. But when you install the Windows 8 Developer Preview, it will ask you for the Windows Live ID or Hotmail account or Xbox Live, login, email, password, anything like that. And then that's what is used, and then it creates a user account on your computer based on that, and will sync all your files across from there. If you then go ahead and use that account on another machine with the Windows Developer Preview, it will sync all your settings over to that machine. So if you just change your picture on here, it will change the picture on the other computer. Change any settings on here, it will change the settings on the other computer. It's kind of a nice way of doing it. Again, you'll see users, you can change the password, you can create a picture password. This is for touchscreen, or you could just do it for, I guess, the mouse and keyboard. Well, so what it is you go ahead and click create, and then you get, I'll just temporarily type in my password. One of the things I like about the new password system is you don't have to push enter now. You can just type it in, and if it's right, it will automatically do it. As you can see here, basically, you can swipe or touch in different parts of the picture as your combination. This makes it a lot more secure because no one's going to really be able to guess your combination. No one's going to really be able to guess your combination. So say I could swipe here across all three faces, and then I could draw a circle around this person's head or face, and then that would unlock it. I'm not going to do that. You have also got a 4-digit PIN you can create, which is what I'm using. Again, you can add a new user. Wireless, I haven't got any wireless on this desktop, so but that will just come up asking you to connect as normal. Notifications, this is new. So we now have alarms built into the Windows. Internet Explorer, Socialite, which is the Facebook app for it. I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to come with the actual Windows 8. I think it's only for this developer preview. So show app notifications, play notification sounds. They work just like many other notifications. So if you plug something in, it will come up saying, what would you like to do with this device? Only it won't, come up with that automatic window. It will just open up the device itself and just say, new device plugged in. Or if when you go to install a new program, it will say new app installed, because now they're now called apps in Windows 8. It's kind of cool. You can allow apps if I can say it, to use your location. So it'll use your internet feed or stream, whatever, to detect your location. I'll get to that in a minute via the weather app. Allow apps to use my name and account picture. Yes. Make Windows Store a better place by sending Microsoft info about the web content my apps used. Get to that in a minute because the store is not yet active. Number of apps in my history, you can change that. I'm going to go ahead and change it to 12. You no longer have a save button. As soon as you change something, it saves by itself. General, time zone, the touch keyboard, etc. Touch keyboard, obviously, it's not touch, so I don't need that. Now, this is the great thing I love about new Windows 8. You can reinstall Windows from a touch of a button, but if you click this button here, it will reinstall Windows without deleting any of your files, user account, etc., things like that. Or if you're giving your computer to a friend, because you may not want it anymore, or giving it away or selling it, you click this button here. It will completely wipe the system and reinstall Windows for you with no disk. Before, you would have to have a disk and Windows Easy Transfer to do this. Now it's just a touch of a button, done. We now go into the search here. Again, we can search via what different searches on through the apps. Tweetorama is just the Twitter app that comes with it. You can delete history. I'm not going to do that. Share. Again, you can an option now within the apps. You can click share, and you can either share a screenshot of the app or your desktop, or you can share specific information from an email, a website, etc. over Twitter or Facebook. Send. So it's basically just history, things like that. Ease of access, you now go higher contrast, which I won't click in case it mucks up the screen recording, but basically just turns, kind of that purple look. Make everything on the screen bigger, so you can make, if you're having trouble seeing it, you can make things bigger. Tab through web pages and apps using caret browsing. I don't know what that is, but I will find that out. Cursor thickness, now this doesn't really does much for some reason. I don't know why, if that's a bug or if it's just on this screen. Show notification for 5 seconds, I'm pretty happy with that. Windows plus volume up, I'm not going to touch that because I don't want it to start magnify narrator on screen keyboard, but you can do if you want. Devices, these are all the devices I have on my computer. I have my Skype phone, my USB sound card, because for some reason the sound card built into my desktop, the speaker port no longer seems to work with Windows 8, so I've had to plug in a USB sound card. The microphone port and line in port works, but not the speaker port. It just doesn't get detected for some reason, which is really weird. My mouse, my monitor, my printer or a faxer, and I have my Logitech headset. It's detected as clear chat, but it's a Logitech one, if I can say anything today. Sync PC, this is what I was telling you about. You can choose whether to sync, your color background, your lock screen, your background images, ease of access, your language preferences, apps, so settings in apps, etc., your web browser, things like that. Metered data plans, this is if you're on like a mobile phone plan and you've got a contract with, say, 3G that you plug into your computer. You turn this on and it basically will roam the different networks. It will cost you on your mobile phone network, but Windows will roam for the nearest network and use that to transfer your settings, but you can turn it off so it doesn't cost you. If I scroll down here, home group, we all know what this is. In Windows 7, basically just share your files across. Windows Update, this is now something new. With the Windows Update 4 and Windows 7 or Vista, if you was to install an update, it would come up saying choose when you like to restart, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, and you can postpone it or restart now. That no longer exists in Windows 8. It will restart in 2 days once it's installed updates. Of course, if you restart your computer or turn off your computer by the 2 days, the updates will automatically get installed. But if you leave your computer on, then after 2 days the computer will automatically restart, and it does tell you, which is kind of nice. So go to more settings and it launches up the standard control panel. Not going to go through that. Hit the Windows key to get back to that. Let's show you the store. Well, it's actually working with the particular recording of the Camtasia for some reason, because software is is a bit buggy in Windows 8, but when Windows 8 is finally released, whatever will run on Windows 7 will run on Windows 8. So Camtasia I've had to install on, it doesn't work that well, which is why it's a little bit laggy on the recording. But the store, basically you just go in there and you can buy apps for Windows, or you can upload your own if you make your own, and you can choose what price you want to sell it for, when you want it to release, etc. But Microsoft do have to go and certify it to make sure. And what Microsoft will actually do is they'll go through and they'll check all the code in the app to make sure you've done everything right, make sure they're happy with it, etc. Internet Explorer, I'm going to show you that now. If I go back to my desktop, this is Internet Explorer 10. Just like Internet Explorer 9, it's really fast actually. As you see, Internet Explorer 10 developer preview. What you can also do is with the new Internet Explorer in here, if you click this and you open up something in this, it will open the web page full screen, but with a touch of a button you can switch to the old one. This is just an RSS feed reader here. This is the weather app, which doesn't seem to work on this recording, but I may do separate videos on those. Stocks, this is just a sample app. I think it may come with it, I'm not sure. Social Light, this is just a Facebook thing. Again, these are all the sample apps and games, and these are all the programs installed on the system. If I left click on my user up here, I can change the user title, lock, log off, or add user. If I go to lock, now it makes a sound and it's very fast. You now get the time displayed and the date, and you also get this is kind of like a notification area here. So it will show, if you're running on battery power, if there's updates to be installed, if you're connected to the internet, obviously, Wi-Fi, etc. You can change this background. If you click and hold your mouse up, obviously you swipe to do that. I'm just going to let it go. So it's a pretty good lock screen. Again, just flick up and it locks it. Now this is the PIN number. I'm going to enter my PIN and it says welcome. pin was incorrect. So it does, is actually a very good way. As you can see, it's very fast. Boot up only takes, Microsoft say it takes 8 seconds, but I timed it myself and it only took 6 seconds, which is kind of nice. Remote desktop again is not going to work because of the Camtasia. Alarms, just any, just an alarm clock. The weather app will update when you go in there. It will default it to a place in California, but you just simply right click at the bottom of the screen, or you right click anywhere on the screen, kind of from or near the bottom, and it'll go. You just go to add city, and then you can search for it or use your internet to display any. If I go to the bottom, put my mouse down to the bottom of the screen, I'll get this new thing saying start, search, share, devices or settings, and you also get the clock preview. This is available from no matter what you're viewing. Again, control panel, it's right there. If I go to search, I can search my settings, files or apps. If I go to share, I can share a screenshot of start via Facebook. I can go to devices. This application does not support printer. Hang on. So if I push the Windows key again, notice how it goes back to control panel. So if I now go back to devices, this will show if my printers are connected, etc. And settings, click this, and this shows me what's open right now. So the desktop shows me the network. I can turn my volume up and down, turn the screen brightness, but this isn't a laptop, so obviously I can't do that. Notifications, and just turn them off by clicking, and that's it, turned off. Change the language, or I go to power, and I can choose restart, shut down, or sleep. Let's see what other things can I show you. There was one thing. Oh yes, what you can now do, if you go to the left side of the screen, move your mouse there for a while, you notice this little preview comes up. If you click and hold to the left, it will kind of go to it again, so you can simply quick swiping like that, you can browse through all the programs you've got open on the computer, which is pretty nice. And it doesn't work from the other screen, only this side, but it's a very quick way of going through it rather than going alt tab or something like that. You can just go like that, and it's very responsive. Again, if you look, if I'm just spamming the Windows key, it's very responsive, very responsive. Let's see, again, these are all the programs installed in the system. You can click and you can move them around to anywhere you want, or if you right click on them, bring up options saying advanced, or you can unpin it. If I go to advanced, you can run it administrator, open the location, or pin to the taskbar. Let's see what other things I can do. Let's see. I can go. Oops, I keep forgetting that it does the most recent app. It does take a little while to get used to it, but like anything, if I now go, if I go to this screen here and start typing, it automatically starts searching for me. So again, I can just type in internet, or if I spell it right, internet. Yeah, it comes up with Internet Explorer, etc. If I can just go, or I can view my whole list of every single app on the system. So you can get, it comes with all the standard Windows apps, Windows Media Player. It's just the same one as in Windows 7. Nothing to be, there's nothing to be worried about there. This is on a separate partition from Windows 7. This is my Windows 7 here, and this is my Windows 8 drive I've just got to put in. So I can access my Windows 7 files still here. Now, let me show you, if I go back to this screen, I can type in Defender, if I can spell it right, Defender. Okay, that's not what come up, but I can go to defragment optimize drives. This is something quite new. It will ask you to do this maintenance. What it does, basically, it will scan your computer, scan all your hardware, and optimize your computer, change the speed of it, change the certain settings based on what your computer can handle. This is just the standard, optimized drives things. One new thing, I don't know if you noticed, you've also now got a little bar up here. This is to do with the ribbon. And you now got a back button, or folder up rather than a back. It's an actual folder up. And the top is now centered. Obviously, these icons have changed slightly. It's a lot more I find it a lot more modern. It's a lot more clean looking. It definitely makes Windows look a lot better. One thing also as well, the new Task Manager. This is the new Task Manager here. As you can see, these are the apps I've got open. But if I now go into more detail, I can now view up my processes. As you can see, this is suspended. Basically, this is because this is running on this screen here. So all the apps running on this screen, when you go back to the desktop, they all get suspended, and as you can see, it no longer uses CPU. It's still in the RAM, but it no longer uses CPU and will extend battery life or CPU life. I now go to performance. We've now got a new stat system. So this is my CPU being used. Obviously recording, it's using a lot more CPU than usual. Usually my CPU usage is about 1%. It tells you the speed of what it's using. So maximum speed, my processor is 2.70 gigahertz dual core. It's got 40 processes open. Obviously you can see Windows 8 has been running for about 2 hours now. We've now got a new thing down here. New notify icon. That's what they're called. So you can tell it was just using 1.89 gigahertz of CPU. It's also now using 29. A lot more graphs. We can now choose individual things. This is the RAM. Out of 8 gig, it's using about 1 gig. The hard drive, the hard drive D, F, and C. That's all the hard drives. That's basically one hard drive. Which is split up into multiple partitions. As you can see, disk usage is about 1%. Average response time 0 milliseconds or 1 millisecond. So it's very, very responsive. Disk E, this is my 500 gigabyte hard drive, which is kind of full up. This also shows what my network is currently doing. I'm not using any applications that involve downloading or uploading anything at the moment, so it's currently not using internet. App history, and you can now see what programs were launched on the computer and how long they've been open. Again, you can see that the weather was open for 2 minutes 40. This is a good way, say if you've got kids, this is a good way of how you can log into their account and see what apps they've been using and for how long they've been on it. The startup, you can now manage the startup apps from here. So if I was to go ahead and delete Skype, it would no longer start up when my computer starts. Users, and I can now see all the processes by all the users on the system. So if I was to switch user, I can now, I can view the application for multiple users. Again, it shows you all the CPU and RAM usage details. These are all the processes on the system, and it shows you basically, the username who's using it, the memory they're taking up. The traditional old one. The processes is a lot more refined now, because if I go to Windows Explorer, notice how this changes to restart, because you can't make Windows Explorer disappear forever, because then you would have a blue screen of death and have to restart, etc. But now click restart, you can no longer end the actual app and no longer cause blue screen of deaths. Services, this is just all the services running on the system and ones that have been stopped. They have changed the blue screen of death in Windows 8 now, so no longer come up with a bunch of poo. Basically, it will come up saying it'll come up with a sad face, like a colon bracket, a sad face saying your computer ran into a problem it cannot handle, and it will show the error code which you can search on the Microsoft website. That's kind of new. As you see, previous apps are running like TeamViewer, Skype, etc. running fine. Google Chrome works alright. I did have to install Skype in Windows Vista mode, or actually Windows 7 mode, I guess, to get it to work properly. Minecraft works obviously. Desktop gadgets work. Anything else I can show you? Let's see. Again, I can use the arrow keys to browse through my apps if I wanted to, rather than using the mouse. Or if I push Control, it will search through the different pages. Note space. These apps are not going to work with the recording, but I can go ahead and log off or add user again, like that. Let's see what else. Also, what I like about these as well, these programs will update while they're here, so you can basically see what the program's doing without even opening it. So see here, it's importing all the posts from my website, so the Battle of Hastings, the brand new website, all the posts are here. This is all my Facebook activity here, so this is all the photos from my friends, etc. These are all my tweets from Twitter. As you can see, they're going, I think, every 6 seconds or 5 seconds it may be, which is kind of nice. If you want to view it, you just click on it, obviously. When you make your own app, you can choose to do that. So this has been an overview of Windows 8. And this is pretty much, I think, all I need to show you. I don't think there's anything else I really need to show you. I probably could show you Magnifier. They have changed it slightly now as well. If you're on a touch screen, you'll get scroll bars now. And you can, again, you still got the color inversion and things like that, which looks pretty cool. I wonder if that actually works. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Follow the mouse pointer, etc. Go ahead and just quit that. If you're a touch screen, you can swipe and it will zoom out and show you like a highlighted area of what you're viewing. Again, just to get that up, you just type on the keyboard to start searching, and then if you backspace it, you can see all the apps installed, command prompt, etc. Now with the new kernel in Windows, what you can do now, if you write an application that involves using command prompt, you can basically create your own command prompt lines and it will be stored in command prompt even if you're not running your app, which is kind of nice. So command prompt now learns your own commands, which is really nice. Again, disk cleanup, things like that, default programs, help and support, all the standard things, Notepad, Paint, etc. Let's see if Paint's changed. I doubt it. Nope, Paint's still the same. Yay! So this has been an overview of Windows 8. I really like it. Links in description to where you can download it. This has been Thomas Carter from thomascarter.tk. Geek out.